Welcome everybody to Race Day, sponsored by Speedo. I'm Jeff Commings here just outside the Palau Sant Jordi here in Barcelona, Spain. What a night of finals we just had the first night. I'm here with Mark Petrov, who is joining me to analyze all the races. Mark, just kind of your overall thoughts on this.
Oh, what an amazing night. We had almost a world record in the 400 freestyle, and the relays were just incredible, just like in the Olympics, Jeff.
Yeah, it was amazing. We're going to get to that women's 400 freestyle in a minute. We'll start with the first event of the night, the women's 100 fly. Qualifying first was Sarah Strostrom, 57.10. Jeanette Oderson-Gray, 57.19 was second, and Alicia Coots was third, 57.49. There would be 8 swimmers going on to the final, including the defending gold medalist, Dana Vollmer, 57.84. Sarah Strostrom's looking good. She's been having kind of a couple of not bad years, just off years after winning that world title in 2009. But you think she's got enough to win this year?
She definitely looks strong for the final, Jeff. She looked really good, in great shape today in the 100 fly, and if I had to pick a winner, I pretty much would put her in contention with the American.
And Dana talked in the mix zone after the race, and she said she wasn't feeling all that great. It's kind of an illness that seems to be spreading around the American team, and we'll get to the other person that's kind of feeling a little ill. But that could really affect someone in a sprint event where if you're not feeling up to your best, it can be hard to get that snap and that power that you need for a final.
Yeah, it definitely can, but they've prevailed when they haven't been feeling well in the past, and I feel like they will again this year.
You're absolutely right. And we also want to mention the other American made the final, Claire Donahue. She's in 8th position. Just want to touch on this briefly. Jeanette Oderson was out in 25.90 at the 50. This is just amazingly fast. I think maybe her coaches in Denmark are probably telling her to ease off the gas a little bit, because she's got to be able to come home with these girls. And if you go out in 25.9, you're going to be really feeling it while these other girls are just surging.
Yeah, definitely. She had pretty much her body length at the 50. It was strong 50.
Well, that just kind of bodes good things for her in the 50 fly, but yeah, again, she can't do that in the 100 fly.
No, definitely not.
All right, we had the first final of the night was the men's 400 freestyle. As expected, Sun Yang, 3:41.59 for the gold medal. Get this, I mean, he won by 3 seconds. Kosuke Higino of Japan, 3:44.82 for silver, and then Connor Yeager just missed off on the bronze, 3:44.85 for him. Ryan Cochran, great race for him for fourth, 3:45.02. A lot of people probably know the history of Sun Yang this year. He's been having some difficulties back in China. He went back to China to train, and his coaches and I guess a lot of Chinese officials just weren't happy that he was living the life of an Olympic champion. I mean, he was going out doing other extracurricular things, but probably still focused on his training, and that kind of caused a little disagreement with coaches and everything. But to be able to come here and go 3:41.5 says a lot about his talent.
Yeah, definitely, and you can't blame him. Coming off an Olympic gold medal, everybody wants to celebrate a little bit, and it's hard to, even Lochte says it's hard to come back focused after winning. So. Yeah. You can't blame him, but he proved his talent today.
Yeah, definitely. I got to say, Connor Yeager, he was out in lane 1. Really gutsy swim for him. He usually, if anybody who's seen him race in the United States knows, he likes to kind of back half his races. He likes to hold off in the front half, and he knew he couldn't do that in this race. He could not hold off and expect to catch somebody like Sun Yang and expect to hold off somebody like Ryan Cochran, who definitely has the 1,500 endurance that Connor also has. So he was out there aggressively. He was basically in second place up until like the last 15 meters. So really, I think it bodes well for his 800 and 1,500.
Oh, yeah. And you know what? I can't wait to see the 1,500 after seeing this race today. There's 3 good contenders in there, right? Yeah. And they all, affirmed their spot there.
Yeah, it's going to be great, but that's not for another 6 or 7 days. So a lot of more racing in between, including that 800, which will be a nice little rehearsal for a lot of these people. Yeah. All right, next event was the 200 IM semifinals for the women. Again, Katinka Hosu, very consistent, 2:08.59, top seed again. Yi Shi-wen, defending gold medalist, 2:09.12. Only swimmers under 2:10. And then it was Alicia Coots, again third, 2:10.06. And then we had Caitlin Leverance get into the final, 2:11.05. Maria Belmonte Garcia used that Spanish crowd to get behind her. She's also in the final. I got to say, we've been seeing Katinka Hosu race all year. She's been in the World Cup. She goes to like every meet there is. And I really think that's paying off for her. She knows how to race.
Yeah, and as a swimmer, training does it. You train, you're gonna get results, right? And it shows. And every meet, 13 events. Iron Woman.
Yeah, she doesn't get tired. She can go 2:08 for three races and not have it really expend too much energy.
It shows. Training pays off. You can learn from somebody like that.
Yeah, you definitely can.
All right.
But I think this race tomorrow is still going to go to Yi Win. There's no way that she's going to let anybody, Katinka Hosu, take over this win. But I think Katinka's really got a good battle. She's going to battle well, but it's just Yi Win doesn't have a weak stroke, whereas Katinka is really going to be struggling a little bit on that breaststroke. And I think it's really going to come down to, can Katinka be far ahead of Yi Win after the backstroke, and that's going to be the key for her. But it's just going to be a great race all around.
Definitely a great race right to the end.
And I got to also say, Alicia Cooch, this is going to be an hour after her 100 fly final, so she might be okay. She did this last time in 2011, and she was okay. I think she got second in both of them, 100 fly and 200 IM, so she'll be fine. I don't think we have to worry about it.
These swimmers nowadays, they're strong, right? It's common for them to event after event.
All right, the third semifinal of the day was the men's 50 fly. Nicolas Santos of Brazil was a little bit surprised, got the top seed, 22.81. Then Cesar Cielo, the defending gold medalist, 22.86. Johan Surkin from Belarus was 22.90. Well, I guess kind of expected Cesar to be up there, but in the top three. But after knee surgeries, everybody was like, well, if he doesn't do well, that's okay. But to see Nicolas Santos and Johan Surkin beat out people like Fred Bousquet and Andrei Govorov, Stefan Diebler, Florian Manadou, Eugene Gotzo, the other finalists, those guys are established sprinters, established butterflies, and you expect when you look at the final sheet, those are all certainties. But Surkin and Santos have got to be really happy just to get in the final. Now they got to really race for a medal.
It's what Olympics will do, right? It's going to Rio, and Brazil's showing that they're coming on in form, right?
Yeah.
I was really surprised about Roland Schulman though in that race, going in first and just missing out on the final. I believe he came in 10th.
Yeah, I was surprised that there were no swims under 22 in prelims, and then all of a sudden we got five swims under 23. So it just goes to show that if you probably thought, I'd be okay with the 23, and then all of a sudden, boom! I mean, anything can happen in 50.
Yeah, especially in the final with the semifinal. Now you don't know, right?
Yeah.
You got to give it all you have.
You have to in a 50 because, it could be hundredths of a second to get you out of finals.
Yep.
All right, the women's 400 freestyle for you, I imagine this was the race of the night. Katie Ledecky, 3:59.82 for the American record, the second woman under 4 minutes, the first to do it in a textile suit. Melanie Costa-Schmidt really got this crowd on fire, I got to tell you. 4:02.47 for the silver medal, and then Lauren Boyle from New Zealand, 4:03.89. I really had a feeling that Katie was going to go under 4 minutes after she looked so easy this morning going 4:03. And to be able to chase Federica Pellegrini's world record that was done in a polyurethane suit and to get so close, I think has got to be so satisfying for her. She can't be upset that she didn't get it because, I mean, it's any barrier that you break for the first time. Once you break it, now she's going to be like, I can do this again and again.
Yeah, she was excited. She was jumping around in the water, splashing, and same with the Spanish swimmer. Both were very excited, gave each other a big hug. She was under world record pace up until the 300, and then just missed it marginally. But I think it's in her sights.
Yeah, and I think that just shows how the polyurethane suits really helped in that last 100 because you could tell that bit by bit that world record was creeping back on her. But everybody, I got a lot of people asking me. They were walking by me afterwards, like, "Are we going to see a sub 8:10 in the 800 now?" And I was like, "Oh, I don't know." But now I don't know what to think.
Yeah, you never know. Swimming is just getting faster and faster. Times are just constantly improving, and that's the beauty of the sport. Right?
It is. That's what we love about it.
Yeah.
All right, men's 100 breaststroke, my favorite event. Christian Springer, top seed, 59.23. Kevin Cordes, under a minute again, 59.78. Tied with Cameron Vandenberg, also 59.78. And then Damir Duganic, who has been a great short course swimmer at the NCAA Championships and has never been able to put together long course, finally able to do it, 59.80. He's in the fourth seed. Felipe Lima, Nicholas Fink from the USA, Fabio Scozzoli, and Kosuke Kitajima got in there, squeaked in there. What's interesting, there were 9 swimmers under a minute, and then one person didn't make it into that final. Kirill Strelnikov from Russia, 59.94. He's on the outside looking in. That says a lot about 100 breaststroke around the world. We got 9 guys under a minute. I think at the Olympics last year there were 12, and that just it really says a lot because I just remember it just not in distant memory, like recent memory. It used to be so difficult to get under a minute, and now 9 guys are doing it. I think it says a lot about the advancement of the sport, but still I don't know if we're going to see a 58. Do you?
I don't think we're going to see a 58. I think maybe we'll see a 59 low for the win, but a 58 it's pretty tough. I'm a breaststroker myself, and you know, just to imagine going 59, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Right? And like you say, 9 guys really makes you scratch your head.
Yeah.
How much we're improving, but good for all of them, and too bad for the 9th place guy. It's an improvement on the sport, though. He can only be happy to be under a minute.
Yep, it definitely is. All right, time for the relays. These were really exciting. The women's 400 free relay, United States gold medal, 332.31 for an American record. Australia was second, 332.43, and then the Netherlands was third, way back, 335.77. This really was the world's introduction to Megan Romano. I mean, we all saw what she did at the World University Games, but I don't think a lot of people were really tuned into that. But a lot of people were like, can she go a 52 relay split again? And she did 52.60 to, I don't know if we could really call it a Lezak kind of thing anymore, because a lot of people are doing it now, but Jason Lezak, Alicia Coots, who had a tough triple tonight, but Jason Lezak, Alicia Coots, and went right by her, right to the end. 13/100ths was a deciding difference in that, and just a really good swim by all 4 of the Americans. I really kind of thought Shannon Vreeland would be a little bit faster. It would have been great to see all the swimmers, at least second, third, and fourth, under 52 seconds or 53 seconds, but still just a really solid swim to be the fastest American relay team in history.
Yeah, you know, Jeff, that was a fun race. It was a 2-horse race, right, with Australia and the U.S., but you know, it was fun to watch.
And Kate Campbell, 52.33 leading off.
Leading off, she was a body length ahead.
Yeah.
Right? And I looked beside her, you know, and I see Missy Franklin beside her, and she had a body length on her. It's incredible.
Yeah, and I'm
talented.
I'm thinking, okay, the relay, the excitement of the World Championships, she's not going to be able to go that fast anymore. And I'm thinking she's a body length ahead. Either she's going to go really fast or everybody else is going really slow. And she went really fast. And Missy Franklin even went fast. 53.5 is nothing to sneeze at.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's saying a lot of what we can look forward to in this harder freestyle.
Yeah.
52.3 on a relay where, you know, probably on her first swim of the meet even.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely watch out.
Definitely watch out, ladies, because she's ready. Last event of the night was probably the loudest in the Palau St. Jordi, do you think?
Definitely the loudest.
Yeah.
French crowd, it seemed like the whole building was French.
Yeah.
Right? But it was just incredible, right? I don't even know where they came from.
It's the same thing as the Olympics, all the way down to the French ran everybody down. The placings were the same: France, USA, Russia, Australia, and fourth. I mean, it's just, that never really happens. Every year there's always been somebody else who comes up. I mean, it's just like, except for 2008, 2009, where USA won both in 2008, 2009. Every year it just seems like the top team has always been shifting back between France and USA or Australia. And for France to do it 2 years in a row, it says a lot about their program, which I kind of thought was a little bit shaky because Yannick Agnel has not been training as well as he could have been. And it kind of showed with a 48.7 leadoff, which is not up to his standards. Yeah. And I kind of just thought, okay, they're out of it. And so I'm just looking at USA and Russia like everybody else is.
Yeah.
And then Jeremy Stravius dives in, underwater dolphin kicks, and he almost catches everybody. Yeah. And then on the turn, underwater dolphin kicks, and he catches them, and it's basically it's a 3-team race until James Roberts kind of drafted off Jimmy Fegan, kind of got a little help from that. But just what an exciting race. France, USA, Russia, Australia, just a really good race. It's the kind of racing everybody loves to see, no matter what country you're cheering for.
And you know, it was a great kickoff to the meet, right? Big things to expect in the meet, and it was definitely a lot of fun to watch that relay.
Yeah, and kind of speaking of that, a lot of news coming out of after that relay. Nathan Adrian was on the medal stand, didn't look very good, and he had to walk off the stand, and I saw him behind the medal stand vomiting, and I got a little worried. But you know, part of me was thinking, I've seen a lot of swimmers vomit after races. You've probably seen it. I've never done it, but I've seen it happen, and I just kind of thought, okay, it was just a really hard race for him. And I didn't think 47.9 was all that great, but I'm thinking he put a lot of effort into it. I mean, that just shows he put a lot of effort into it. And then Bob Bowman came down later and said he's been feeling sick. So we hope he can get over it and still make this 100 freestyle in 4 days a really tough race, because really nobody has really jumped out there and said, I'm going to win this. And that makes it even more exciting. I'm not sure if Fabian Gilo is swimming the individual 100 free, but a 46.9 relay split, if he's swimming the 100 free, he's making a statement. I mean, Nathan Adrian was the only sub 48 leadoff. James Magnuson was 48 flat, which is a lot slower than I expected. I mean, he went 47 twice already this year.
It was kind of exciting to watch both of them lead off, Magnuson and Adrian, right?
Yeah.
And side by side. It was a good little race. You know, I'd like to also mention Anthony Irvin, sub 48 twice on the relay.
Yeah. He was
47.6 this morning, 47.4.
Yep.
Yeah, you know what? For an old guy, he's doing pretty good.
He's doing really well. I get a little nervous though when he goes out in 21.7 though. I could just imagine 10 pianos starting to fall on him at the 75, but he held on. 47.4 is really good, and it's great because you know, he was at this meet 10 years ago and didn't even get to swim this relay, and now here he is. He posted the fastest relay split of the Americans and one of the fastest of the whole meet, and I think that just really says a lot about him, and he's probably wishing he had been able to swim that individual 100 free, but he's got, what, 5-6 days now to get ready for that 50, and if he's going out in 21.7,
he'll be there for the 50.
He'll be there for the 50, and I think he's a little bit angry about that 50 at the Olympics, so he's got a lot of fire in him.
Yeah.
Well, Mark, it's been great running over these finals races with you. It's always fun for me to kind of relive the excitement with a fellow swimmer, and so thanks for joining me.
No problem, Jeff.
All right, so that's going to do it for this race day. As I said, sponsored by Speedo. Be sure to join us tomorrow. I'm going to be joined by Tiffany Elias in the Phoenix studio, and we're going to continue to recap all the exciting races from the World Championships here in the Palau Saint Jordi. I'm Jeff Cummings. Thanks for watching.